This man was about to pass the ball, but his opponent stopped him. The opponent insisted on checking the ball, saying that it was a cheating ball. He held up the ball and shouted at the referee, claiming there were signs of sandpaper on it. Then, he raised his hand, signaling a foul. This was all part of a carefully planned conspiracy, designed to prevent Toa from playing in the game. The evidence had already been secretly planted in Toa's pocket by the coach of the blue team. The referee quickly rushed over. The blue team player, holding the ball, demanded a body search of Toa. The coach of the blue team gave a sly smile. The audience in the stands began to look down on Toa, pressuring the referee to handle the situation. Toa was in an extremely passive position now. If the sandpaper on Toa's body was found, he would not only be suspended from the game, but based on his contract with his boss, if he missed 10 consecutive games, he would have to pay a fine of 5 billion. Now, Toa would not only lose his high salary, but he would also be in deep debt. The audience kept pressuring the referee, but Toa spoke up. He agreed to a body search, but on one condition: anyone who had touched the ball must also be searched. This meant the catcher from the opposing team, and the blue team player who discovered the problem with the ball, also had to be searched. The condition was quite reasonable, and they had no reason to refuse. Meanwhile, the boss had the surveillance footage pulled up. When the blue team player got the ball, he used the prepared sandpaper to create the scratches, then secretly discarded the sandpaper. He had another teammate pick it up and dispose of it. It seemed flawless at first glance. The people who were unaware of what happened saw nothing suspicious in the footage. After watching it, the boss felt reassured. He sat back in his seat, waiting for Toa's judgment. On the field, the referee was conducting body searches of the players. Finally, it was time to check the pants. At that moment, the blue team player seemed to feel something in his pants. He suspected it was the sandpaper. He was now panicking, because he had already dealt with the sandpaper. He quickly changed his story, saying Toa's earlier actions were a misunderstanding, but it was too late to take it back now. After the search, Toa stepped forward. He demanded the referee continue the search. Meanwhile, in the back, the boss was panicking, because he had seen in the surveillance footage that Toa had already moved the sandpaper. After the blue team coach had placed the sandpaper, he realized their conspiracy, and gave the sandpaper to the catcher. The catcher secretly placed it back in the blue team player's pocket. Toa's plan was flawless. The blue team player now realized the sandpaper was on him. He told Toa about it, but Toa replied that their team had used despicable methods for 3 consecutive games. If they wanted to apologize, they needed to kneel right now. Facing the consequences of being caught cheating, the player had no choice but to kneel and beg for forgiveness. Toa honored his agreement, and decided not to pursue the matter further. In front of Toa, the blue team had no more ways to cheat. In the end, Toa won the game with a score of 10-7, and despite the carefully designed obstacles, nothing could stop his team's progress. At this point, Toa's provisional salary was 4.36 billion yen. In the face of true intellect and skill, those despicable methods were never a problem. This victory was also due to the effort of the entire team. They had lost their fighting spirit, but then regained their confidence, and worked hard in the game. Finally, they achieved victory. All the players cried tears of joy, but at that moment, Toa said it wasn't over yet. Their goal was the championship.